Anybody have any questions? Can you please define the word new structure high? A new structure high is that break of structure that we discussed. So when the market has a higher high, higher close, which in this case happened right here, because this high closed higher than the previous high, we have a new structure high. Now the question is, so you trade a particular time frame, you ignore the rest. Ian, that depends entirely on the trade plan. In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. In some cases, you may look to a higher time frame. For example, some of the DSR levels that Akil has on his chart reference higher time frames. But that has entirely to do with the trade plan that you're looking at. If we're talking about advanced pattern formations, then no, we're going to ignore any other time frames than just the one we're working on. Okay? Okay. Let me see. I'm cherry picking questions here, guys, but bear with me. Is it possible to trade it on weekly charts? Yes. I don't know any other way to say any time frame. Okay? Does there have to be a certain retracement for the impulse leg to be complete? No, what happens is you will notice that you don't know where the impulse leg is going to complete. You're going to see the impulse leg after it's completed. Okay? So for example, and I'm going to show you guys this in just a minute, but it becomes very clear if I consolidate my chart and I'm looking at just the right now that I have a couple of very clear legs here. Okay, I got an impulse leg here, I got one here, I've got one here, I've got one here, okay? This actually broke structure too, and I've got one here. So I can look at this, I'm going to expand my chart now so you can see it. I've got some very clear impulse legs here where the market has clearly broken structure. Now this particular one, if I'm working at the far right edge of my chart, I don't know where this is going to complete. I don't know if we're going to come down into support, but if I'm looking at this and I'm watching this impulse leg come down, I can make some estimations if I'm trading, depending on the strategy I'm trading, whether or not we're going to find support at this level. If this impulse leg broke structure, there's a high likelihood that the market's going to come all the way down, right? This is why we can't use, that's a very good point, John. This is why we can't use a zigzag, okay? Zigzags are fine, but they miss all kinds of trading opportunities. Okay? I don't know, William. I don't know why people ask questions that have nothing to do with what I'm showing. They're part of the 80%, man. We just carry on. The 20% of us will do all right. Okay? Now, Glenn asked a question like, can you have impulse leg or anchor legs for can you have X to A legs in patterns that are not impulse legs? Yes, you can. That's really another topic that I want to save for another day because I don't want to confuse everybody. Okay? Those become infinitely more difficult to see. You need a lot. It just takes a lot more time to be able to see that. But you can, that's the difference. There's two terms that we will use. We'll use impulse leg and we will use anchor leg, okay? So if you guys are writing this stuff down, an impulse leg is the break of structure that we talked about, okay? And we use that for trend continuation trading. We use it for counter trend trading. We use it for 2618 trading. There's a lot of different stuff that we use impulse legs for, okay? And they're also used in advanced patterns. Anchor legs, an X to A leg, if I come back over here, and I pull this up, the X to A leg, this leg right here, as you can see, this is not an impulse leg, is it? Yes? Everybody understand? This does not meet the qualification. Why? Because we didn't break structure. This is an outside return that ends up being our anchor leg. All X to A legs are anchor legs. Okay?